71% successful grant writer. I'm so blessed to have you, per usual, on our live streams. So grateful to have you guys click on this beautiful live stream, of course. And this is such a great day. It's a really great day for me. I'm having to find so many new grants that's out. Like there's a whole new list. So I really wanted us to go over this new $100,000 grant that we all can apply to. No matter what stage you are in your company, you can be a startup. You don't need an LLC. You don't need an EIN. Um, you can even still be working a 9 to 5. Okay. This grant is sponsored by Fat Tire. So we are going to go over this $100,000 grant, how to submit the grant application. And of course, if you have any questions about how to submit grants, you can always drop your questions in the chat. I love an interactive chat, friend. I'm your best grant, like your grant bestie. Okay. I have had this entire 6-year YouTube channel dedicated to teaching you guys, entrepreneurs, startups, and just people who are looking for grant money, free money that you don't have to pay back. I've dedicated this YouTube channel to teach you all everything that you need to know about how to apply to grants. So we're going to go over what a grant is, how you can get a grant, what you need to have before you submit grant applications, and also what grant search sites I use. And then I'm going to go into this $100,000 grant that you should apply to, and we'll go over the requirements. I'll walk you through the application, and any questions you have, friend, please feel free to ask your questions in the chat because I love an interactive chat. And plus, trust me, your question might be a question somebody else had, and I can just answer everybody's questions, okay? So if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Shelby. I've been winning millions of dollars in grants for the last 10 years. I got into this grant industry when in the earlier stages of me running my company. Now I travel the world. I teach other people globally about how to apply to grants, accelerator program, investment capital. I help those other startups and small business owners gain the capital that they truly deserve. And we're not talking about like traditional lending, like loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. I hate those. I am a person that had to pay back a $200,000 SBA loan. It was not fun. So I don't push those types of funding opportunities on you. Instead, I am here to educate you about free money you don't have to pay back and how you can actually win. All right. So that's my whole thing. Right now, if you don't know, I live in Africa. So I live in West Africa, and I'm helping multiple African countries develop different grant programs for development, agriculture, medical services, school, all kind of stuff. Okay. So this grant thing is deeper than rap, okay, friend? All right, so let's get into it. What is a grant? Okay, what is a grant? Most people ask me, most entrepreneurs and startups, you guys don't know what a grant is, and that's why you don't go for grant funding. Grants is a free reward, usually in the form of money, that you can get from your state and local government. So let's say they might be giving out $10,000 grants to Black women-owned companies in Fulton County, Georgia, which is Atlanta, right? You can get a grant from another business entity like Apple, Amazon, Macy's, Sephora, Ulta Beauty, DoorDash gives out grants, Walmart gives out grants, Home Depot give out grants. Okay, so you can get grants from another business, and also you can get a grant from another private investor or private nonprofit that helps startups and small business owners get funding opportunities. So that's the Hello Skip, the Hello Alice's, the I Fund Women, Generator, Y Combinator, all of those like private investors, private sectors, they give out grants too. So yes, it's free money that you don't have to pay back. There's no credit checks, so you don't have to worry about any type of credit inquiries that's driving down your credit and simply going against what you're trying to do, which is build your personal credit. And also, you don't have to worry about providing any business bank account statements or your personal information like your social security number or date of birth and stuff like that. Okay. So it's free money that you can get. It is true. The main reason why most startups and entrepreneurs actually don't go for grants is either one, you're not educated in how they work. Two, you believe that you're wasting your time because there's no 100% guarantee that you will win a grant. Grants are competitive and they are free funding instruments that we can take on to start a business and to scale. But these grants are for public impact. And you have a business that's publicly impactful. You have a product and service that is solving people's problems, whether it's hair care to help and hair growth oils, skincare. It can be t-shirts, motivational t-shirts that you're selling in an e-commerce store that you built, medical courier services and transportation. Whatever your business is, you are solving a problem. So you are worthy of a free money opportunity to start and scale your business. And last but not least, most entrepreneurs don't go for grants simply because they lack the confidence in believing that they know how to answer their grant questions. Grant applications ask questions like, what is your business mission? What is your product and service? Who are your client types and who are the people that you serve? What is their problem? How do you provide that solution? And what is needed? Like, why is your product or why is your solution needed in the market right now? How much money are you requesting and what would you do with that money? There's so many other questions that they might ask. But I know that sometimes when we are in our idea phases, we haven't even registered our company yet, got an EIN, or even started opening up an Instagram account for it. Those questions can be quite intimidating when you haven't thought that far. It's okay. This $100,000 grant I'm going to go over for you is the most simplest grant application you can submit. Honestly, you can submit it in less than 5 minutes. And I'm so happy to bring it to you because this is going to give you guys another view of how grants are offered. There's different ways that you can win a grant, friend. You can win a grant through like a pitch competition. So, a pitch competition, that's P as in Paul, ITCH. A pitch competition is when you are explaining what your product and service is and why your company isn't deserving of that free money opportunity. Then you have like a random raffle. So Hello Skip does these weekly $1,000 raffles via YouTube Live, and you can get a free $1,000 instantly. So you have the raffle like grants. Then you have grants that are like judgments. So judgments is where they have like a point system, and like per category that they're looking for in your answers on a grant application, you can get up to like 100 points per category, right? So that's usually in the grant's official terms or official rules. That's where you would find how they are choosing winners and how they are judging you. And then last but not least, you can win a grant by a first come, first serve opportunity. The COVID relief funds, especially the SBA $10,000 targeted advance, was a first come, first serve grant opportunity. And there was a multi-millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in the pot for all startups and all entrepreneurs who were affected economically by COVID. So as long as you had a registered company and a business bank account, you pretty much got the $10,000. A lot of state and local funded governments, they actually have those first come, first serve type of grants. You can find those state and local first come, first serve type of grants through like your state's small business development center, or you can use the tool that's in the SBA, but SBA does not give out grants. Let me make that clear. The SBA does not give out grants, but you can use their zip code tool to find small business development centers that might be that third party site that you can go to that has funding that is sponsored by, right, and funded through the state and local governments. Okay. You can also find these grants using Hello Skip. Hello Skip is a really great app for you to use. It usually has a dashboard full of about 30 grants every month that you can apply to. I like Hello Skip for you guys if you have never submitted a grant application before. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm going to give you some tips. Hello Skip is a free app that you can download. It's blue and white. You can use my invite code Superior Shelby, so you can have access to like all of these grants. Um, it does have integrated in it, but I don't advise that you use AI to submit your grant applications simply because these grantors, right? They download your applications and they upload it to an AI detector, so they're able to determine if you use AI. And to be honest with you, grantors want to hear your story. They want to hear why you started your business. What is your compelling story, right? So if you allow AI to help you, then they don't get that compassion from behind like your mission, right? So don't use AI, and simply use the app to learn more about like how to simply apply to grants, right? It's a business resource tool that has so many different tools available at your hand, at your fingertips. Okay, so helloskip.com would be the website that I would advise you guys to go to if this is your first time ever submitting a grant or learning about grants. Now, for my ones that know about grants and you have been using Hello Skip and you are ready to bump it up, right? Hello Skip doesn't have enough grants for you, then you can use my lovely tool. I love grantwatch.com. Um, I'm not an affiliate of them at all, but grantwatch.com has to be the United States #1 grant search engine thus far. It has smart filters in place that you can find hundreds, okay, of grants that serve in your favor. You put in the filters of where you are located, your state and city, and different, different key points about what your business and who you serve. So you can put in that you're a black owned company, a woman entrepreneur, a veteran entrepreneur, you serve the medical community, you are a truck and transportation company, you are a cleaning service, whatever the case may be. You can choose all of the filters in place and it will narrow down to a lot of grants that you can find. Okay. Now, grantwatch.com is not free. It's $50 a month, or you can pay $20 a week. Okay. So, if you're serious, if you're willing to take this grant journey serious, then grantwatch.com is actually the site that I would totally use. Okay. So, grants is free money. You don't have to pay back. There's no credit checks, no personal information needed. You can get this free money from a business entity like Apple, Google, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Macy's, Sephora. You can also get this free money from um, any of your state and local governments. And also, you can get this free money from other private investors and private sectors that help out startups and small businesses, okay, like Hello Skip and Hello Alice. You also know that there's different ways that you can win a grant through like a raffle, a pitch competition, a judgment, or a first come, first serve opportunity. You also know that you can visit helloskip.com, or download the app, and you can find grants using that platform. Also, you can visit grantwatch.com. That is another platform that you can use to find grants as well. Okay. So now that we went over that, let's talk about what you need to have before you submit grants and what's going to help you out with answering those grant questions. This is going to help you out with developing the confidence in knowing that you are answering these grant questions professionally and correctly. You guys say correctly. That's like in your mind, you're like, am I giving the correct answer? But there's no correct answer. They just want professionalism, compassion, and they want like a concise storyline explaining why you decided to start your business. All right, so to help you best answer your grant questions, having a business plan is always going to be key. I know a lot of entrepreneurs do not like the idea of developing your own business plan. This is why you have so many different tools, and you have persons like me that offer the service of writing grants and writing the business plans for you. However, you need to have a business plan. A business plan is a professional document that is going to reassure you and your team and the person you're requesting funding from about what your company's goals are, right? What does it take for you to run your business on a monthly basis? That should be in like your like what is it like your financial analysis. Okay, you need to have different analysis in your business plan that explains exactly what your business is about and what is the goals. Okay, so what's your mission, what's your vision, what are the values, what is your viability, who are your competitors, what makes you different from your competitors, how are you, like, what's your marketing strategy, right? What are the expenses for your business? What is the revenue that you plan to generate, and what are the goals of that, right? How are you going to increase your revenue every year, by what percentage? What is your funding requested amount, and how would you use that money? So a business plan is a very thorough detail that outlines all of those key factors and more of what I just said. Now, you can use the business plan as an answer key with submitting the grant applications. If the grant application is asking, what is your business mission? Well, you simply visit your executive summary where your mission statement should be, and you just put in what your mission statement is for your business. You understand? So that's why having a business plan is going to professionally and properly prepare you for submitting grants. Also, you need to have a pitch deck. A pitch deck is the PowerPoint version of your business plan. It's that visually, aesthetically appealing piece that should have pictures of your products and services, and it's direct key points on what your like business mission is, what's the problem, how you solve it, what's your funding requested amount, and like a timeline of exactly how you would use this money and how that money will be impactful. Yes, it needs to be about 14 to 15 slides, okay? And then last but not least, you need to have a 3-minute pitch video. A lot of these grants in 2025 have actually been requesting that you provide a pitch video. A pitch video essentially is when you are using the backside camera of your phone, and you are showing us exactly what your product and service is, what's the business mission. So you're explaining what that is, you're giving compassion, right? It's a video, it's like the content piece. You're giving us compassion, you're giving us your story, and you're explaining to us how impactful an opportunity would help you with delivering your solution to your clients that have this particular problem. Okay, so a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video are all three key components that will professionally prepare you for any of these grants that we're talking about or that you might see someone else talk about. Okay, don't go submitting grants without having these three key documents, simply because you're going to allow yourself to backtrack. Okay, and it's like doing things backwards. You might not believe that you need to have a business plan, but I'm telling you, if you are submitting grants on your own, or you decide to hire a grant writer, having a business plan will automatically professionally prepare you for what's to come. Be proactive in winning your grants instead of just going for them and then you sit back and you're not winning any grants, and then you're telling everybody else, oh, these grants is not a serious thing because I haven't won one. Well, friend, you didn't even give yourself a chance at winning because you didn't professionally prepare yourself. You weren't proactive in going for it. You get what I'm saying? So show up and show out for your business when we are talking about going for free money, because just like how you aggressively need funding, and you've been telling everybody else in the world, every business coach, every coworker, that you need funding to start your business. Well, friend, there's a lot of people on the other side that needs that money just as much as you do. And they are willing to put in the efforts. So you have to be willing to put in the efforts too. All right, cool. Got it? So let's go over this $100,000 grant. Before I do that, I want to shout out my friends. And I do see it's in time to, okay, no worries. Okay, so all right, so hello to Nell Fisher, all the way from Dallas. Thank you so much for joining. Tamala Jones, thank you so much for joining. Tamala says, what do I need to do to get the application? You can simply, in order for you to have access to the $100,000 grant application, the information is in the description. Thank you so much for joining. And how are you? Fabulous Queen Richie, hi, how are you? Chala Tan, thank you so much for being here. Dennis, thank you so much for being here. Jay Brittany, thank you so much for being here. Marsha King, thank you so much for being here. Um, and yes, you're a first timer. Okay, that's awesome, Nell. Thank you. And thank you so much. Dennis says, sincerely, you are amazing. You are just as amazing, if not more. You are dedicated to being here every day, Dennis. So thank you so much. Minister Caleb King, hello. Thank you so much for being here. We mow lawns and more. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you didn't miss much. We just went over our usual grant spiel, what a grant is, and all that good stuff. And now we are about to review the $100,000 grant. Okay. Definitely put your questions in the chat if you have any questions or concerns. I would love for us to be interactive, because you never know when somebody has questions too. And make sure you like the live stream. That way the YouTube algorithm can push this out to so many other entrepreneurs who needs this good information, okay? Mm. All right, so got my tea. Sports Highlight says, can you apply for me? Yeah, it's $420 for me to submit 5 grants for you. That's a one-off, or you can sign up for my grant writing subscription. I am no longer, for the rest of the year, only applying to one grant. I'm not doing that anymore. So those days are over. Remember the days where we were doing the you would just simply purchase like one of my courses off of Etsy, and then I would apply to a grant. The course would be like $30. Well, those days are officially completely over. After me having a conversation with my coach, and he yelled at me because he said, you are worth more than $30. Are you crazy? I said, okay. I said, okay, I get it. One of our friends said, I'm looking to see if I can get a grant to help me out with doing my retroactive and nonprofit organization due to being in blah, blah, blah. I just found this information from the IRS to give me paperwork for my attention to recognition of exemption. Okay. Okay, no worries. I can help. Use the link to schedule a time we can talk. Okay. All right. You guys can also book one-on-one consultations with me. It's $50, super worth it. You have to see the worth in it though. Don't just book just because, like, you know what I mean? You have to see the value in it. in our one-on-one consultations, in a 45-minute consultation, what we discuss is all things grants, how to get your business or your nonprofit grant ready, and also I help you with organizing an execution strategy. Is very important because most of us believe that we need to have funding now. When sometimes you just need to organize your steps and execute on those steps, and you can start generating revenue now. Yesterday, one of our friends joined us on live, and she said that she is almost done with all of her body oils. I gave her the strategy. I said, go ahead and start selling those body oils now so you can start receiving feedback. And that way you can start generating some revenue. With you generating revenue now, it's allowing you to start to develop a banking relationship. You know what I mean? So 45-minute consultation, it's so worth it. Okay. You can also check out some of my live streams where I actually, do that, like the whole thing. Okay. When I do the whole 45-minute consultation on live. So you guys can take a look at that. All right. So the link to this really cool grant is actually in the description. So you can access it in the description. All right. So Fat Tire wants to take the year off for you. So Fat Tire is a beverage company. It's an ale company, as you can see. And it says win $100,000 to go live your dream. No quitting necessary. Just $100,000 to do your thing. All right. So Fat Tire is handing over $100,000 to empower one bold soul with a dream too big to ignore. This isn't about resumes, business plans, or who you know. It's about heart, grit, and vision. We're looking for original, creative submission that makes us laugh, cry, or just think, heck yeah, they deserve it. So if you've ever felt overlooked, underestimated, or underfunded, this is for you. One dream funded, 10 more get a year of Fat Tire to fuel their own wild ride. So you have by September 30th to submit this grant. All right. Of course, I like to look at the contest official rules before we decide to make it happen. And it pulls up all of the good information we need to know. Okay. So it's very important that you uh, go through the contest of the rules because it will let you know how they are choosing a winner. So the contest period ends on September 30th, all right? And then the voting period will begin after the contest period, which will be and it will end on uh looks like October 31st, okay? Let's see. We know how to do that. We know how to because all we have to do is submit the application. So we know how to get in. Limit one entry per person, so keep that in mind. And let's see the judging criteria. This is what we want to see. The sponsor judging team will review all entries and judge them based on the following criteria. So 50% appeal, so attention grabbing, engaging, originality, and 50% effective communication. So conveys an easily comprehensible message about using the prize money to live your dream. Limited but powerful text. That's how they're looking. So it's 50% appeal. Is it attention grabbing, engaging, originality? So give them a compelling story and effective communication. All right. Can you thoroughly explain an easy, comprehensible way of how you would use the 100K? Okay. All right. So you get 100. So this is the contest prize. All right. So you get $100,000 to one person. The 10 runner ups will receive beer for a year one in the form of one $1,500 gift card. All right. So you can get a $1,500 gift card as well. Okay. Yep. There you go. Everything else is just the general terms. Yeah. And all that good stuff. Okay. So, yeah, that's how they're judging you. So, let's take a look at the actual application, shall we? Let's go to it. All right. So, we'll scroll down. All right. So, enter for a chance to win. You don't have to be practical, just passionate. If you had $100,000 and a year off, how would you flip the script? Keep it short. Our judges have beers to drink and dreams to fun. I love this. This is such a fun grant. All right. So, what would you do with a year off? Well, um, so what would you do with a year off? This is very direct. And this is actually the only question that they ask. Everything else is just very direct. So you guys, what would you do with a year off and $100,000? With a year off and 100K, I would use this money to bet on myself, my ideas in the tech space. I have been feeling under represented in the tech space as a Black woman. I understand how challenging it is to access funding. It is why I would use this money to provide a directory for business funding like grants and it's a AI driven directory for business funding like grants and venture capital. Furthermore, I would give, so let's say 40%, 40% of this grant back to my audience. Okay, so very short, simple, and sweet. With a year off and $100,000, I will use this money to bet on my ideas in the tech space. I have been feeling underrepresented in the tech space as a Black woman. I understand how challenging it is to access funding, which is why I would use this money to provide a AI-driven directory for business funding like grants and venture capital. Furthermore, I would give 40% of this grant back to my audience. My mission is to educate and impact the community of startups and struggle and new small startups and let's say small businesses. All right, so that's it. YouTube channel teaching startups about grants. Please visit and I can put it in there. YouTube. Okay, let's just go directly to YouTube. It's easier to go there. All right, and I'm gonna put my YouTube link in there. Very simple. Let's see. There we go. All right, so that's what I would do. All right. We Molan says educate myself more on my field and work on expanding our reach through marketing and advertising. Yeah, there you go. So the link to this is actually in the description. All right, Shelby at superchargemybusiness.com. Phone number 855-731-1487. There we go. How did you hear about us? Social media. There we go. Would you like to receive email updates from New Belgium Brewing? No, I wouldn't. But I'll just click yeah, just for the heck of it. All right, so that's it. That's literally the application. That's it. And we submit. Apply now. Thank you for entering. What would you do with a year off? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's it. That's really cool how that comes up. Submit. Awesome. And it's submitted. We're all done. All right. It says your form has been submitted successfully. That's how you know it's submitted successfully. Really cool. All right. So $100,000, they're asking what would you do is one per entry. Keep that in mind. So that's it. We have officially submitted a grant for a $100,000 opportunity. What questions do you guys have about the grant that we just submitted? It was very direct, right? See, I told you it was going to be like, now I'm going to go to my calendar, my superior discipline calendar, and I'm going to mark off my tasks showing that I have completed. Not only I went to the gym for an hour today, but I've also done this live stream, and also I have submitted a grant. So I have completed all of my top 3 tasks that I want to complete every day. And I am being very, very like vigilant on this. Like, I'm being very attentive to this because I'm serious about completing all of my tasks and being consistent and being disciplined, right? So, but what questions do you guys have about the $100,000 grant we just submitted? Okay, so we did, but did I do that? Did I do my work? Yes, mark completed. Yes, I did do that. Yesterday was Tuesday. I did not apply to a grant, but I did work out. I did my live stream. And then today I actually did all 3. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Excited? Okay, great. Is there any questions that you guys have for me? Good morning. Sorry, I just joined. Who can apply to this grant? This grant is for anybody. Anybody who is over the age of, I think, 21 or older. Good morning, 88. Thank you so much for being here. So anybody who's over the age of 21, okay, because it is it's sponsored by Fat Tire, which is a beer, ale company. Okay, the link and everything in the description is in the I'm sorry, the link is in the description. Sorry. Okay, and I'll put the link here for you guys in the chat as well. Any other last minute questions before I let you guys go? This was a quick live stream. We submitted the grant for $100,000. Very direct. It was only one question. If you had 1 year off and you had $100,000, what would you do with it? They're grading you 50% based on like your compelling story. So attention, are you going to be attention grabbing? And also 50% on can you like your clarity, right? So how clear can you explain how you would use $100,000? They would like for you to be short, simple, and sweet. And yeah, it's very simple. Sometimes there's a place for additional documents. What should we put there? So there's no place for additional documents on this particular grant. We just went over it together, so we didn't see that. And usually when there's a place for additional documents, you could just put like your business plan, your pitch deck. I would prefer a 3-minute pitch video. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, so any last questions? Last questions? Okay, don't forget, you guys, I'm still offering the Superior Affiliation Program, so you can make money with me, which is really cool. So you do have that opportunity. It's 30% commission. So if that's something you're interested in, you can text #affiliate to my number. Okay, awesome. All right, perfect. Oh, and I finished all of the business plans, which I'm really happy about that. I finished all of the business plans, so that makes me very happy. It's here. Thank you. All right, so if there's no additional questions, I'll let you guys go for the day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you same time tomorrow, friend. All right, bye bye.